Hi, Alan. I'm Sean.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I am great. Nice to finally meet you.
Yeah, it's nice to meet you. You got a lovely office.
Well, thank you.
So I'm here with ADP.
Okay.
Stands for Automatic Data Processing. And our company helps to run your transactions with payroll, tax administration, human resources more smoothly.
Okay.
I think we could be a great benefit to your company. Before we get started, about how much time do we have allotted for this meeting?
For this meeting, let's try and keep it between 10 to 15 minutes.
Tell you what, we won't go over 10. How's that sound?
Perfect. That sounds great.
Awesome. And do you mind if I write some stuff down?
Oh, no. Go for it.
Great. Okay, so to my understanding, Page Medical Clinic has 2 locations. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. And about how many employees do you have?
Well, our first location in Noonan, we have about 20 employees. And then our second location is in Peachtree, and we have about 15 employees currently there. So about 35 employees altogether.
35. Wow. Are you thinking about adding more employees?
Yes, expanding. We would like to add about 5 more employees to the new Peachtree location.
Okay.
And then in terms of expanding our company as a whole, we are anticipating adding a 3rd location in a city called Tyrone in about 2 years.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
Thank you. We're very excited for that.
As far as payroll systems go, how do you go about managing that?
Well, I personally manage all of the payroll, so it's
A lot of work.
It is a lot of work. It's done manually through a spreadsheet,
Okay.
and with a software called Microsoft Dynamics.
Okay.
So it's my job to put in all the information for the employees through that spreadsheet, each employee, and then in terms of the checks being sent out, I spend about 2 hours per pay period dealing with stuffing and sorting the checks, organizing them, making sure they're ready to be mailed, and once they are, making sure they are mailed to the employees on time.
And how often do those checks get mailed out?
They're mailed out bi-weekly, so the employees get paid every 2 weeks.
Awesome. And how do the employees manage their hours?
They manage their hours through time cards.
Okay. Have you ever had any issues with the checks going out?
With the checks, we have had a few issues in terms of inaccurate information written on the checks.
Okay.
So there's about 4 checks per pay period
It's a lot.
that have errors on them, so that means they have to be voided, recalculated, and redistributed. You know, if there's an accidental 0 added on the end of that check, that could be a huge catastrophe for our company.
Okay. How many total hours would you say you work on payroll?
Payroll per week, I would say about 15 hours altogether.
15 hours, and that's not including errors.
That's not including errors now.
Okay. Is there any added features you'd like to have?
Added features. I do have a few employees that have expressed interest in having direct deposit.
Okay.
You know, that would be more beneficial for the employees. As a company, we haven't really looked into that too much. We are anticipating adding that feature for our existing locations and any new potential locations that we have coming up.
Okay, so instead of writing checks, you would just direct deposit the money straight into their bank account?
Exactly.
Sounds pretty easy to me.
It does sound easy and a lot more beneficial for the employees, and we always want to make them happy and keep them in our minds.
Of course, of course. How does the reporting work with Microsoft Dynamics?
Reporting is done manually as well. Sometimes the format may be a little hard to read, so that requires myself to retype all the information into the system if the format is hard to read.
And again, that's on top of the 15 hours of payroll already and the errors.
Right, so it does get a little frustrating, a little bit more time is added on to that.
Okay. How are taxes managed?
I also do manage the taxes.
You're a busy woman.
I am a busy woman, and you know, I do have 2 kids at home, so that's kind of taking time away from my family there and putting more of my time towards this manual work.
Well, congratulations on that. I know that having kids is another job away from this job.
It is, but you know, it has to be done.
About how much time do you spend on taxes?
Per period, I would say about an hour total.
On top of the 15 as well?
On top of the 15 hours, yes.
Okay, and have you ever had any issues with taxes? Any penalties?
About 4 years ago, we just had 1 penalty due to late reporting. It wasn't too big of a harm for our company, but it was something that could have been easily avoided.
Would you say that's because the system's hard to use?
the system may be hard to use, and there are a lot of errors when everything's manually done without an actual system that can maybe
Yes, ma'am.
automatically do that for us.
Okay. Switching over to the human resources department.
Okay.
Who helps out with that? Is it do you have a department for it, or is it just?
I actually do the human resources as well.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
How do you manage paid time off?
Paid time off is manually done through spreadsheets again, so the employees accrue a fixed number of hours based off of the service that they provide,
Okay.
and that just goes in per employee. Their information goes into that spreadsheet.
You had any issues with it?
There have been a few issues. Employees have tried to request time off for hours that they haven't accurately earned yet, so it does get frustrating, and our goal is to have a good relationship with our employees, and trust is a huge priority, so
Yes,
we want to
ma'am.
make sure that changes and we have like a steady flow with our paid time off.
And you said it's only managed through a spreadsheet.
It's only manually done through a spreadsheet.
That's tough.
It's
Tough to track.
We're hoping for some new changes, especially with our new companies coming up.
Okay, so you would say that you'd want a lot more time on your hands to help run other issues as far as payroll could be cut down from 50 hours to let's say 1 or 2. You can work on your taxes a lot more.
Other things can be done. Other operations can be done with more time.
About how much does all this cost you?
Per year and per upgrade, I would say about $1,500.
$1,500. What would you do with that money if you didn't have to spend that much?
With that extra money and maybe a little bit extra time, we would probably invest in new operations that could help our company advance, meaning our existing companies and any new potential locations that we would like to expand. Also, maybe invest in new specialized medical equipment, kind of give the company a refresh look, refresh image, and re-amp everything.
As well as those extra hours, right? You can spend it at home with the kiddos.
Of course, my kids miss me, I miss them, so I'm really anticipating having a balance between work and my family life.
I can imagine. You sound very busy here.
I am.
So, I think my company can cut your hours, cut your costs, and really help run things smoothly. What if I could cut down those 4 errors in payroll to 0?
That would be awesome. That'd be really nice.
Okay. Like I said, I think ADP would really help you all out.
Okay.
I think it'd be beneficial. Do you mind if we set up another meeting, a follow-up meeting?
Sure. I would love to know more information about this.
Okay. I'm available next Tuesday or Wednesday. Does that work for you?
Yeah, let's try to Tuesday, maybe around noon, lunchtime.
Around lunch? All right, I'll bring lunch for us. That sounds great.
Great.
Hey, here's my business card.
Okay, thank you.
I'll send you a follow-up email later this week.
Okay.
And then I'll also touch base with you sometime early next week just to make sure we're having that meeting still.
Okay, that sounds great. I'm looking forward to it.
All right, Ellen. Well, it was great meeting you.
Great to meet you. Have a good day.
You have a good day as well.